Your Highness. Highness, I mean. Fiddlesticks! Please pardon my utterly execrable language and unforgivable stammering, your hoarseness. I am a bale of nerves in your royal presence, and it has been so long. And when I am so spooked, you must know how that causes me to even more firmly identify with the majestic hoof beast.
Hey, Horuss, what the fuck is that thing you're prefixing all your talking with?
Oh, this? What? Don't you recognize it?
No, and it's weirding me out.
Why, it is my smiling face, you silly, utterly superior person, you. Goggles and all, can't you see?
I guess? It's disturbing as heck to me for whatever reason.
The last thing I desire is to disconcert our prodigal empress. I just thought I would try smiling permanently and uncompromisingly, rather than resorting to all those disgruntled expressions I usually trot out.
Why the F would you want to do that?
It was on Mulin's suggestion, actually.
Huh?
Oh, I guess you must not have heard. She and I have developed quite a strong and stable moral allegiance recently.
Dang. That matchup makes no glubbing sense, dude.
Exactly. Who would have thought? If you asked me before we all died whether I would consider romantically pairing with a ridiculous midblood, let alone Miss Lejeune of all people, I'd probably have died regardless due to laughter-induced asphyxiation. But do you know what it was that finally cleared the sweat steam-induced fog from my goggles? It was meeting our post-scratch counterparts. Seeing our corresponding young Alternians, why, it threatened to produce a tear-induced flood on the inside of my goggles. Their relationship, in spite of the strong class disparity I found to be so moving, so pure. It made me reconsider my perspective on Mulin entirely, who, hoarsenessly, I'd hardly given a second thought. It's funny, don't you think? How our young ancestors took a completely different social configuration, making for some rather odd pairings, both platonic and otherwise. A whole host of counterintuitive minglings up and down the hemo spectrum with no regard for class compatibility. And yet it all seems to make a strange amount of sense. Nay, I might go as far as saying it's all oddly rather titillating? Or no, perhaps what I mean is some of their Alternian indiscretions feel a bit, I don't know, naughty. Oh, phooey! That's not what I mean either. Pardon my potty mouth. Now you'll probably mistake me for some kind of rascally deviant.
Man, why y'all still like to give a heap of manure about dating down on the spectrum? You and Nitram been a thing for how long now?
Yes, but no one was supposed to know about that. That was always to be my own private, exploration. I had no intention of creating such a stirrup. It was only to be a very private, fleeting dalliance with a buoy. But the whole thing became so quickly scandalized, and soon others were whisked into it, such as you and the vengeful Rust Blood, and, well, imagine my embarrassment. Trust me, the last thing I wanted was for royalty such as yourself to know I was pursuing forbidden blood, to be caught with my hoof in the chocolate jar, so to nicker.
Ew.
And I suppose I would have clopped my hands to the matter after that big kerfuffle, but I guess I didn't expect to fall in love. It's true, I am not ashamed to say it. I fell mane over hooves, phantom snout over phantom hindquarters. He stole my breath away.
Wow, life story alert, do not care.
My apologies, Your Excellency.
Just tell me why paling up with Mew means you have to make that terrible face now.
She's taught me to get in touch with my anger. Through a moderately discernible series of enthusiastic mimes, she has made it clear that it is much healthier to crush all negative emotions beneath a stampede of positivity, and to always be cheerful and upbeat no matter what, even if projecting this facade is at times physically painful.
That is some shit sauce advice, and you should give it up, Holmes.
Yes, very well. Is this better?
Much.